right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the NFHS coverage here of the MIAA 2019 State High School Hockey Tournament. Mark Igo joined alongside Dan Schuster here. Dan coming all the way from Indianapolis to join us today, but first time, I think, at the MIAA Championship over the years here, but
Yes.
Excited to have you. Thank you for joining us, and you saw two great games already today, Dan.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here at the Boston Garden, and really looking forward to 4 more hockey games today.
And as I was saying to you off here, we don't always get the Federation here to join us and things like that, but great to have you alongside here and talk a little bit about the NFHS, some of the mission, and then some of the rule changes we were discussing already, and how Massachusetts will now be kind of taking that step, the MIAA, onto the committee and things like that.
Yeah, so one of my roles at the NFHS is I am the liaison to the Ice Hockey Rules Committee, and we have 15 states that play varsity hockey throughout the country, Massachusetts being one of those. And on our committee, one of the things that obviously we write rules and change those rules, and we have committee representation nationally. And this next time around the rotation through Section 1, which Massachusetts is a part of, which is primarily made up of the states within the Northeast section, they'll be eligible for the first time. And I know many of you in Massachusetts are familiar with the new 17-minute periods and 2-minute minor penalties. That was part of a push for Massachusetts to be a part of our rules committee. So that this next time with the rotation, Massachusetts will be eligible. So we are thrilled at the NFHS to have Massachusetts be part of that rotation, to have representation on the Ice Hockey Committee.
No, that's great. Massachusetts, as you know, was the largest high school hockey population up until about a year ago. I think Minneapolis may have surpassed us, but right neck and neck. So I think the top 2 states within your 15, I guess,
absolutely
well represented there. You just got back from Michigan, so we don't get to see a lot of the other tournaments, although
right.
Some people might tune into the NFHS TV network to watch some of that. But
yes.
Tell us about the Michigan tournament and how that went.
Yeah, it went really well. It's just great to watch high school hockey, watch these kids, such great stories and these great communities to be on this stage. They play there in Plymouth, Michigan at USA Hockey Arena, a great environment, again, for high school hockey. And what an atmosphere here for these kids in Massachusetts to be here at the Garden. It's a pleasure for me to be here, as I mentioned,
sure.
But what a great experience and what it's all about for these young kids to be down here downtown and to play on the same ice as the Bruins and have such a great experience that they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And on St. Patrick's Day in Boston, so watch yourself as you make your way around.
Absolutely.
But we're hockey guys here, obviously. We love to see the growth of the sport across the country.
Sure.
Certainly there's some hotbeds now, Southwest, Nashville area and things like that starting to pick up. But within the NFHS, do you see the growth across the country? And are there some areas that you expect the NFHS now to start representing from a high school hockey standpoint?
Sure, we would love to see high school hockey grow. There's no question about that. We want to represent what our schools are playing. We do know there's some challenges to growing the high school game, but at the same time, we want to continue to see. We're seeing the game grow in some of these places, as you mentioned, Florida and Arizona, that have really created good NHL teams and communities throughout the game of hockey. But if we can continue to do this and highlight our young people and playing high school hockey and see what it's all about, to be part of a community and play in front of the kids that you go to class with, that's what makes it really special. Yeah. And I think if we can continue to kind of beat that drum, I think we'll continue to see growth in high school hockey.
Good. And I know you're involved with other sports as well and things like that, but the NFHS as a whole, we don't talk a lot about it, but I assume it's a similar setup, almost like the NCAA type of thing, where there's a governing board of all sports. Or?
Absolutely, yeah. I think the biggest difference for the viewers at home is that the NCAA is an association and the NFHS is a federation.
Okay.
So we have 51 member state associations, and we really have to earn their loyalty and trust every day with what we do with our programs and services. And so I think for us, we provide one of the biggest things, and one of my biggest hats is the Director of Educational Services. And so online learning, concussion training, sudden cardiac arrest training, if you will, coach education, just one of the things that we do for our members to increase awareness of all these important health and safety initiatives. And so we do. Actually, Bill Gain is on our NFHS Board of Directors. We have a lot of rules committees, as we talked about the ice hockey committee, but we have sports, 17 sports that we write rules for. And so ultimately we answer to our NFHS Board of Directors.
Right. And that's, I mean, between all those sports and all those schools or associations, it's a lot of coverage, so a lot of work to be done. Anything else in regards to the MIAA and NFHS relationship there? I know Bill obviously has been a part of your board for a while, and the MIAA kind of has been thought of, I guess, as a leader in regards to being progressive in nature of what they're doing at the tournament level and things like that. But anything else in regards to the MIAA that we should know about?
Well, I think, as mentioned, Bill is a member of our board of directors and shows great leadership nationally. And I mentioned before that it was before that Massachusetts was not able to serve on our committee due to the minor penalty modification. And so one thing that I commend Richard and Bill here is finding a way that they really wanted to be a part of the committee, and frankly, again, the feeling was mutual. We want Massachusetts to be a part of that committee, and so I think, again, they've been a national leader as far as education as well. I mean, they are with all of our associations is that they want to hold the flag of education-based athletics, and so the best way to do that is to promote education, and that we continue to provide programs that do just that, provide educational platforms for kids, and you get to culminate at events like this that they're going to remember forever.
That's great. Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy day here.
Absolutely.
I know this is exciting. We're obviously excited to have you here as a part of this event, but hopefully we'll see one-goal games the rest of the day and no more overtime.
I hope so.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we're going to have Joey McDermott jumping in here with us shortly, and we'll be back momentarily with Joey joining me talking about the rest of the games this afternoon, and then Jake Levin will jump in with Rich McClone. So we'll be back momentarily.